I love Roxanne because she is so independent. She's so no nonsense. And of course, you also play her in the stage version. So talk about what attracted you to this role.
Um, you know, I I've always admired this role. She was always a woman that was written as a woman before her time, but she was also written in the 1800s by a man. So I was really excited that this adaptation was written by a woman. Some women like to follow. Some women like to follow to be behind a man, but not Roxanne. She has her own agency and deep expression of creatistry and artistry that I relate to and admire.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and one of my favorite parts of this story is that it does highlight the themes of self-acceptance and embracing who you are, even though it was written hundreds of years ago. So talk about these themes and why they're so relevant in 2021.
Um, so I was really interested in this idea of duality and how there's kind of two selves that that we're contained in. There's the self that we are when we're alone, and then there's the self that we are with other people. And I think we live so much in a society where we're constantly, even especially now, comparing ourselves to others with social media and everyone's best version of themselves being projected to the world. But that's not necessarily who we really are, who we truly are. And I thought that was a really interesting theme of this film. This idea of self-worth and where we get that from, and how it prevents us from obtaining the life, the love that we deserve.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, what message do you want young viewers, especially women, to take away from this movie and to take away from the character of Roxanne?
Um, when I was when I first learned about the project, I was living in New York, and I really wanted to do theater, but I'd never done theater before, but I just wanted to be a part of it. And I was reticent. I was apprehensive to put myself out there and to say, hey, this is something that I'd like to do, but I'm not sure if I'm enough. And so I decided to just take that first step in saying, this is what I want. And I think that that's really important, is not thinking, we can't live our lives thinking about what we think others might want. We must live our lives doing what we want, what we like, to truly, like Cyrano says, that was strange. Cyrano says, I love Roxanne, but that should be enough. Like, that desire, that love should be enough. And so, my desire and my admiration of theater, if I would have let fear stand in the way, we would never be here. I would never be here. And maybe the film would have never been made. Joe Wright came to the opening of the stage production. And that's where he saw this, and that's when he decided he wanted to make the film. Happens if you take chances. We must always, we never can, forget that taking the plunge is the first step in realizing our dreams.